All right, second only to the 12 days of Christmas, we got the 12 days of deals over at Harbor Freight. Now, these start December 12th, go through the 23rd. This got leaked over on Reddit a few days ago, but I wanted to go through these and not only show you in case you missed them, but also talk about what the good deals are, which ones are good deals. Honestly, there's only one here that's kind of like, man, there's some real scorchers in here, some of the hottest deals I've seen in years, and I've been doing this a while. So let's jump into it. First day of deals. We've got the 3-ton floor jack from Pittsburgh. Now this one is coming in at $80. That's $10 cheaper than anything I've seen, in a good long time. And now there's nothing super fancy about this one. It isn't the super low reach or long reach. It's not the low profile. It's not the high lift. It's not the off-road. It's just your basic 3-ton floor jack. But it does everything a 3-ton floor jack should do. And if you've been dealing with like a trolley jack or a scissor jack, God forbid, or something like that, it's time to upgrade to a real jack and you're on a budget. This is the one to do it with. This is a great jack at $80. There's just nothing to complain about. Sure, you may want some extra features or something or other colors, but at $80, this is a scorching deal. All right, on the second day of deals, let's see here. Let me jump over here. We've got, there we go. We got breaker bars. We got torque wrenches. We got wrenches. Anything Icon, any single Icon wrench, torque wrench, or breaker bar, 40% off. Now you notice you see the pliers down there. You're like, well, those are plier wrenches, all right? So it's got wrench in the name. So really, now a lot of people online are talking about, I want to get that split beam torque wrench. And that, I'm not going to say that's not a great pickup on that, but you're getting that. What's a 140? You're going to take 40% off. Anyway, you can do the math on that. But let's talk about this. The 1/2-inch drive Icon, 12.5 to 250, professional flex head digital angle torque wrench. Normally 360, 370, call it what it is. This is going to come down to 222, I think, if I remember my math on that. It's going to be 40% off. That's ridiculous on something like this. This is a all-around workhorse of a torque wrench doing digital angle. I mean, that's something that's crucial in a lot of the modern cars today, all the modern cars today. What am I talking about? Anyway, at that price, this is definitely like for pros, for prosumers. This is definitely a pickup you gotta look at. Anyway, all right, let's keep going here. Now remember, I should say this. All of these, as far as I know, let me just double check here. I believe they're all limit 1 coupon per customer, valid in store only on in-stock items. Coupon must be presented, save 40%. The coupon is not out now. It's going to be coming out. Remember, this was a leaked one. So, you know what? I'll put a link down below to the Reddit page, and then you can go and you can screenshot the coupons from there, all right? So let's keep going though. The next one on the third day of deals, this is kind of ones, at least for me, is like, man, but for some of you it might be a great deal. And that is the Cover Pro 10 by 20 portable car canopy. Now for me, why this is meh is because I live in one of the windiest cities on earth and this will just turn into a kite. It's unusable for me. But for a lot of folks, this, getting the sun off, if you're down in the south, getting the sun off your car, getting the rain off your car, getting pollen and tree sap and other kind of stuff, I get it. I totally get it. At $90, it's, again, one of the best prices I've seen on this in, oh my gosh, just so long. Anyway, let's keep going here. Next up, 40% off any single welding cart or cabinet. Now, a lot of people there's the one in the picture. You're like, well, that's a welding cabinet right there. And honestly, that's one that I've wanted for a good long time. I never kind of broke down to actually do it. I don't do a ton of welding, so it's been one of those kind of back burner kind of things. But you can set it up. It's for a single kind of welding unit, and you got the 3 drawers there, and put the tank on the back. It's just a nice, simple system with a place for everything in its place. But come on. If we got 40% off, we're going big. Let's go Vulcan. This is a serious, heavy-duty welding cabinet. 500-pound capacity. You could carry 2 tanks on it, 3 units. I would probably do a multi-process unit and a plasma cutter, and then have space to throw some stuff up there on the table if you would. But that's just the way I would rock it. But I got to tell you, I would love to get my paws on one of this Vulcan unit here. And at $400, it's not been something that I've been able to justify. But, you know, let's do a quick math on that. And that's going to be, oh, was it 240 bucks? Is that right? 240. Oh my gosh. That is a ridiculous price on that. All right, let's keep going. Next up, we've got, on the 5th day of deals, we've got the Icon 2100 lumen LED rechargeable magnetic floodlight for 25 bucks. Now, here's the deal. This thing normally goes on sale for $40 to $35. So even at that price, that's $10 cheaper than anything you've ever seen. These are great little lights. They're rechargeable. They plug in via USB. They're magnetic. They can stick all sorts of places. You can get the little crossbar thing if you want to use it as an under hood light. You can do that as well. This is a great little light at, I mean, it's a solid light at $55. When it's on sale, $40, even $35. Wow, $35. It's a great deal at, what's this, $25? These are going to go fast. And that's one thing we need to talk about. A lot of these deals, they're in store and in stock. You're going to have to be there first thing in the morning. You need to know exactly what you want. Be there first thing in the morning because they're going to go quick. They just are. Hot deals like that, that's what happens, folks. That's just what happens, all right? Let's keep going. All right, next up, we've got tarps, and more tarps. This is, all right, so 40% off any single tarp. Now, just so you know, for those of you who don't understand the whole tarp situation at Harbor Freight, blue is 4 mil, camo is 5 mil, green is 7 mil, silver is 9 mil, and extreme, that's the black and silver, is 12 mil. Now, here's the way I look at this. Basically, the blue stuff is for light duty kind of stuff. You just need to cover it, keep some rain off of it, keep some leaves off of it. Maybe just keep it out of view if you would. Put the blue tarp on it, you'll be fine. That if you got high winds, if it's going to go, don't put it. If you, I should say, don't use it if you have high winds. Don't use it on a trailer where something's going to move because it's just not going to hold up. The blue one's just not going to hold up. The camo, I don't think it's really any better. It's just basically if you want to make it more out of sight, if you would, I guess. Same with the green. I jump straight from the blue to the silver. The silver, I put it on my trailer, driving back and forth between Vegas and Montana, just couple dozen times. Anyway, and it's always held up. Always held up just fine. It's a workhorse of a tarp. It's great. If you have really like super high winds or extreme sun kind of stuff, maybe consider going with the extreme. It's 12 mil. You can flip over to the silver side to reflect the heat back, although you probably be just fine with the silver 9 mil. Maybe if you're like in hurricane country or something like that, you need the 12 mil. I've never really found a need for it other than I believe it does come in larger sizes. Anyway, that said, you're going to have to pick the need that you have and go with that there for that tarp, but it's going to be 40% off. All right, next up, we've got, I was just going to show you here real quick. This is, I think, the most expensive tarp they sell. 20 by 30. This is in the extreme duty. Silver on one side, black on the other, weather-resistant tarp. $90. You're going to get 40% off on that, which is going to get you, what? 54 bucks on that. All right, anyway, let's keep going here. Next item on the days of deals is the Hercules grinder for $35. Now, this is your 11 amp, 4.5 inch paddle switch grinder. Just a workhorse of a 4.5 inch grinder here. All right, nothing super fancy, just a solid, just go-to grinder. If you want to step up, say from the old Chicago Electric or one of the Bauer grinders, you want to get something serious, you're looking at a professional grade grinder here. It's normally $70, and now we're looking at $35. This is well below any of the sale prices I've ever seen on this. And talk about below sale prices. Oh my gosh, this next one, yep, 40% off any single Badlands winch. Oh my gosh. Now, of course, we got to talk about the top of the line. That's the Apex. Apex with the synthetic rope, wireless remote, 12,000 pound, normally $600. All right, so you're looking at $600. 360. It takes your breath away. That is so ridiculously cheap for this. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of folks out there, well, you got to get a warn, you got to, yeah, unless you're pulling as many recoveries as Matt, and he's rocking the Badlands Apex. When you're at his level, you can talk to me. Until then, just go to the back of the room. No one wants to hear from you folks. All right, this is a a rock steady kind of winch. And I'll tell you what more. I'm up here in Montana, and about every other truck up here has a winch. And I've seen the progression, just like with the Predator generators. I've seen the progression from Hondas over to Predators. I've seen the progression from Warn to the Badlands winch. Anytime I look around there, you got a 50-50 shot, if not better, that any winch you see is a Badlands. There's a huge overlanding crowd up here. They're all rocking Badland winches. All right, and I belong to a local off-roading group here that we're building an off-road park and doing all sorts of stuff. All those guys. I mean, back in the day, sure. Back in the day, they all had Warn winches. Today, it's all Badlands. All right, that's just where it's going. They do the work, and at that kind of money, man, when I tell them about this, I'm going to tell you, there's going to be fights in the aisles trying to get these things, all right? This is the next one, the 9 days of deals. The go-kart engine is back at under $100. Heck, it's under $90. This is the 212cc horizontal shaft Predator engine that has just been the go-to, the default kind of like for all kinds of projects, for go-karts, mini bikes, anything you want to put it on at, and it's been pricey, guys. The price has gone up. We've seen it go up. We know the economics that have been involved. And 150. It's sad to see it at 150 because this used to go on sale all the time for $100. But we're beating that now. It's $90. $90. This is another one you're going to have to be there first thing in the morning because this thing's going to fly off shelves. It's just not going to last at that price. It just isn't. This is just a go-to, rock solid, tried and true. In fact, and there's tons of online support for this stuff. People have torn these all apart. There's aftermarket parts. You want to tune this. Granted, it's not the new Ghost engine, but you could probably get it up close to that. All right, and then we got, this one is the one that is kind of the meh kind of thing. 40% off the any Braun hanging shop light. Now, the top line Braun shop light is the 10,000 lumen, 4-foot linkable with the diamond plate, because I know when I'm looking up at my lights, I need to see that they have diamond plate on top. Why waste the manufacturing on that? It doesn't do anything. It's cool when you take it out of the box, I guess, but it's like, am I going to be walking on these? Do I need a tread pattern on my lights? I don't think that's going to work. Anyway, think they'll hold me? Point is this. This is a, whoops, I'm losing my place here. Let me get back there. The point is this. It's a solid light. It really is. But at 40% off, I believe that's going to take it to like $32 or something. So we're looking at $55. It's $33, okay? And the current inside track is $35. So you're going to save $2. Now, I'm not trying to throw $2 away here, but you can only buy one. Unless you go in with a bunch of people, your spouse, your kids, everyone buys one or something. You can get 4 or 5 of them, link them together, whatnot. I honestly would just buy it now. Because again, on the day of the deals, there's people who don't listen to the channel who aren't smart like this, and they're going to go in there and they're going to snap them all up. And if you want to fight them for this for $1 or $2, hey, that's on you. Honestly, and you're all inside track, right? So being inside track, just go buy it now. I mean, the deal, granted, the price right now is good until the end of the 5th. So it's today and tomorrow. But again, $2. You make the call on that. All right, let's keep going. On the 12 days deal, on the 11th day, don't stop because the 12th day is going to blow your mind. On the 11th day, we've got the 20-ton bottle jack for $30. Now, this is normally $60. When it goes on sale, it typically goes on sale for around $40-ish. I have seen it at $30, but it's been 3 years, I think. 3 years since it's been that price. This is a solid price on the bottle jack. I'm going to be grabbing at least one of these. We got some foundation issues with the house to work on. It's a 150-year-old house on a hill in Montana. Give it a break, okay? It needs some work. It needs some love. Anyway, if you need a bottle jack, you need the 20-ton bottle jack, you know who you are. And honestly, it's kind of one of those ones that I think just everyone should have, because when you need one, usually you need it right that second. It's not usually something you plan out. Anyway, it's a solid deal for those people who are looking for one. All right, here we go. Last day. Boom. There it is. Oh my gosh. It's the US General 56 inch by 22 inch roll cab coming in $300 off down to $600. Normally $900. That is, oh my gosh, screaming deals. I've had so many people asking, is there going to be a deal? Is there going to be a deal? Is there going to be a deal? And I said, yeah, I think right before Christmas, there will be one. Here it is, folks. Now wait, there is one problem with this. There, fixed it. Whew, that was a close one. It's a little funny, actually. Now, Harbor Freight has sent these to me, but I have the 72 inch down at the shop. And in the studio here, I've got the 42 and the 26. This is the only one I'm missing. I don't have a need or space for it, but a lot of people have been like, hey, I really want to get the 72, but it's so expensive. Why don't I get two of the 56s? Go in with you and your spouse. Right there, $1,200 for literally, that's the sale price that's been on the 72. For the sale price of the 72, you can get, oh my gosh, just a ridiculous price on this. The Series 3 are just, they're insane. Now, here's the one thing I will say. And Harbor Freight, brother, you know we love you, but I hate the latch system on the US General. I've said it for years. They haven't changed it. They made it full length. Now that little annoying thing that was only on one side goes all the way across, which technically makes it easier. Just so you know, there's actually a detent in there. And on all of mine, it's a little plastic strip that comes around the corner and it comes around and does this little S hook thing. You just take a pair of needle nose, go in there, just gently pull it out, don't break it, gently pop it, and then the whole thing slides right out. And then just the detent holds it, and it works just fine. If you're not using it in a mobile situation, all right? If you've got one where you're moving this thing every day, no, keep the latch system in there. But if you don't, if you're like me, it just parks up against the wall and stays there, take it out. It's super easy. It's the best mod you'll ever do for these things. And it makes them phenomenal. It makes them great. Anyway, they got a nice rubber mat on top. I absolutely love the Series 3. That was the only complaint I had, and it's a super easy fix. So just do that. Anyway, there you go. I'll put the links down below under, down in the details, that kind of, you know where the links go. Anyway, I'll put them down there. You can check out the 12 days of deals. Anyway, I think that's all we got for you here today. You all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.